experience has begun.
And welcome to the Metal Teddy Bear Experience podcast. You guys probably know my show from WMSC 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Usually I do my show on Tuesday nights, 7 to 10, but now I'm doing it as a podcast edition because, as everyone knows, quarantine kind of took over. So everyone's quarantined now and can't really have a radio show. I know there's stuff going on at the station, but I thought I'd do a podcast. And with me on my show today, I have JT Drums. What's up, man?
It's your boy, JT Drums, Jesse.
Oh, boy.
Just popping off, doing the thing, talking about some metal with some pals.
It's been a while since we've been able to talk metal, at least have a show. So this show is not going to be like my radio show where I have music playing and I play like new songs and stuff like that. This is going to be more of talk radio, like just, talking, discussing metal and stuff like that. And hopefully down the line I could get more artists on and band interviews and stuff like that. So, Jesse, how's quarantine been doing for you? Have you been getting a lot of good new music?
It's been all right. I've been slowly going nuts, I guess. It's kind of, like, I've been making a lot more money. It's pretty good because I still work. So, like, I haven't been spending any money. So, weirdly, it's been really beneficial. And I also lost 7 pounds somehow. So, it's been weirdly, hate to say it for all the people, not doing so well. It's been kind of good for me. I've been lonely. That's about the only bad thing. But music-wise, you got these singles coming out from Trivium. You get this last Friday, it's Saturday today. So yesterday, you got Black Dahlia Murder came out, Aborted. I haven't checked out yet. Casey Strain came out with that EP. They're doing that letter EP. I don't know. I'm guessing they're spelling a word of some sort eventually. But, yeah, it's pretty nuts. And then, I'm just kind of praying to whatever metal god that somehow, I know they're going to get canceled, but somehow some of the shows that we have planned later are not going to get canceled. Very blind hope.
Right now, I feel like a big one everyone's talking about is Rammstein. A lot of people were talking.
That's getting trashed, bro.
I mean, it would be really like I've never seen them before, so I was hoping it wouldn't. I mean, because it's all the way out in August, I believe, right? I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's August, right?
Yeah, it's August.
So a lot of people had hope, but currently the rumor happening right now is shows aren't happening until 2021. Even sporting events, they don't want that to happen until 21.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about this is like I'm not one of those deniers. Like I've talked to you about that. I'm not really, I'm fully invested in the COVID thing. Like I understand it. It's serious. But there's also like a thing where I know the people in power. There's just got to get things going. There's just going to be things going to be happening. Like they're already talking about bringing sports back. Beaches are open in Florida, apparently, or they're going to be open soon. And apparently UFC is talking about having a pay-per-view on May 9th. Now, it's a single sport. Like, it's a single-person sport. It's no teams, so it's really easy actually to have once you make sure they're all right. But, apparently they're trying to get, like, NFL and stuff and MLB to, like, have games in Florida. And, like, have hotels and, like, maybe empty arenas and kind of make it for TV strictly. No live sports. Maybe that's what you said. I forgot.
Yeah.
But yeah, live stuff might take a while to get back. But they also have no way of guessing. Like it's completely spitballed because literally they don't know what's happening now. Like there's no way to be like, well, this day is probably when this gonna. It's like, dude, it can have like miracle could like next month it could be fine. Most likely, it's probably gonna be till at least December. And also, we got to worry about things. Now, I'm not a doctor breaking it down. We also got to worry about things like it coming back because it's like a different virus than compared to the other pandemics. Obviously,
well,
it
there's
spreads a lot faster.
About that coming back.
Yeah, and people don't know if it's a different strain or a false positive. So there's a lot of like, it's not confirmable. Like, you can't say it comes back after you get it. Was that a false positive originally? Now there's rumors that people say it came to America in November, which I'm not really believing, but a lot of people seem to believe, So, there's a lot of things we don't know. So the best you can do is just keep safe. But I guess you could use this as like a springboard into what bands have been doing to mitigate, this thing. Like Code Orange, the first like week of the pandemic, that Friday, they had that live show, Code Orange.
They got lucky too, because a lot of bands can't do that now. Where before, like it was in the early stages of quarantine and stuff shutting down. Like some bars were open, some bars were closed. They lucked out
Yeah.
that they were able to have it in that venue. Like that venue wasn't completely shut down yet. I feel like bands trying to do that now, and they're not going to have any success. No venue's going to open up for them.
Yeah. Well, the problem is like it's not exactly the venue because a venue will allow you in, like if you make a deal with them.
I guess, but
Because
there's a lot of people
it's not a
involved.
law. Like they can't stop you. Obviously, you can't have a full show. But the problem is because Code Orange, Jamie from Code Orange talked about it, and he mentioned he's like because they asked like a bunch of fan questions like, oh, can you like do another one? And he's like, it was like you said, it was like perfect, but for the reason it was perfect, they rented all the equipment. Like those live shows, they rent from all these people. They use all these different people to get it there, so it's like it was already there.
Yeah.
So it works. They can't go out and rent their equipment now. So like it's not just the venue; it's renting the equipment from these people, having the lighting people set everything up. And like you can get in the venue, I guarantee it, because it's just lighting you on stage. There's no like serving, there's no like people there. But
Well,
it's
that's
like
if you only have 4
yeah,
people. So like adding, like you
yeah,
said, if you have to have people running the lights, running the boards, like it
yeah.
gets a little more people, and people don't want.
But it's also the setup too. You got to have people like doing all that stage. The people who work for the
Yeah.
venue, so it's like that's where it gets like hard. It's like venues. I'm assuming you can get in, but it's like it sucks because that show is amazing. Also, weirdly, a really hard show to have because they went off like it was a full venue. Given it was more people that would than there was ever going to be at that show. 14,000, I think it capped at.
Yeah.
It's like that would have been like a 2,000, 1,000 person room maybe, but like most likely a couple hundred because it looked small. But yeah, you got them. You got Psycho Stick. Psycho Stick's been doing apparently like a daily or weekly show.
Yeah, they actually had a funny name for it too. Yeah, I remember that. I know what you're talking about. I think they do it every Thursday. They did one, and they actually had a lot of success from it. And then they were like, "Oh, if people want to see this, we'll do it again."
Yeah, it's nuts. Like I love it. I thoroughly love it. Was this Cabin Fever concert series?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, and I love it. I think it's great. I love seeing bands do this kind of stuff because it's I don't know. I know a lot of bands don't make money, and like just like maybe it's just me being a dreamer, but like I want them. I feel like they all deserve to make so much money, and it's like seeing some of these streamers that make a ton of money, which I'm not saying they don't deserve it or like they deserve it. They work hard, they spend their time doing it, and people enjoy their content. But it's like bands make such good content, combine it with a stream. Like you see, I think Jamie's probably the brainchild behind it because he just seems like that kind of guy. But he's like utilizing, he's making the band, like talking them into each one's doing like a clinic every week, and they're all doing their own thing, showing off. They're probably gonna have like a practice room concert maybe of some sort. And it's just like bands should utilize that because some bands are super big, but they like, with Twitch donations, YouTube donations, you like make special merch, And it's like even when you're writing music and you have that off time, you can get together like, when like let's say this is all over, it's back to whatever the normal will be. Let's say the off time, like every time a guy's been writing an album. Let's say they started streaming like every week they did like a quick set or they all did like their clinics and stuff on the side, an hour, half an hour. It's like that's extra money coming in and people seeing you because people forget about you when you write an album. That's why they make all the stupid studio updates, like because you got to remember them.
Yeah, that's why like a lot of albums are coming out quicker now too.
Well, yeah, because people are just at home. People are writing like crazy.
And like you said, bands kind of deserve the money or they need the money right now because Carnifex is actually one of the bands that kind of made it known how much they lost recently. The recent tour that they had to cancel, they lost $250,000, and the singer actually said that he lost 60,000 like of his own money, of his own personal money. His name is Scott Ian Lewis. For anyone who didn't know that. But yeah, isn't that crazy that he lost 60 of his own? Like for someone like a normal job, that's like a whole year's worth of money. They lost.
That's a year and a half for me, basically. That's like 3 years.
Yeah, and then 250,000 for one band that's nuts.
A deathcore band, like they're kind of the premier deathcore band, but it's like they're not playing.
Well, he also broke
PlayStation
down
Theater,
and this was all on Twitter. He actually broke it all down. He said that the projected merch income was 100,000. The VIP projected income was 20,000. Back end projection 10,000. So like total projection income was 247,000.
Yeah, that's
So the bus
It's crazy.
deposit they lost, merch printing was 45,000. The bus deposit was close to 4,000. It was $3,700. Rehearsal
Yeah, and then also they have
costs,
all that merch like just sitting in their
yeah, like,
warehouse probably now.
and usually the tour merch is kind of like, you know, what's it called? Like associated to the tour, so it's not really like
Yeah.
you're not you,
Tosin talked about that
huh?
for the Animals Leaders Tosin Abasi. He talked about his Dance Gavin Dance show. He's like, yeah, we got all the stuff. And I kind of didn't think about that. But he's like, yeah, it has all the tour dates. Like, who wants to? It's kind of like a collector's item, but at the same time, it's like, how
Exactly.
many people are really going to buy all that just to have, like, oh, this tour I almost went to?
Yeah, like I remember Silosis did a cool one when they were supposed to tour America and they got in that bus crash.
Yeah.
They still sold those shirts, but they put canceled on it. And all that money went to helping the band out, and I thought that was pretty smart because they made profit off those tour because like the tour never happened, they never actually toured it, but then by putting canceled on it, I think that kind of made it a little more special. Like I actually have one of those because then when you see it,
That's
you're
awesome.
like, oh, that person supported them or kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I forgot what I had a shirt that I kind of like. Oh yeah, this didn't like happen. Like some weird happened. I forgot what, but it is a collect. Yeah, it's nice. Like I would buy. Uh, like I enjoy. I've been donating to like these bands and Twitches and like Alex Bent, like a lot of people for Trivium because they're all like streaming basically. But like I subscribe to Matt Heafy, Alex Bent, Code Orange,
Well, there was a lot of
donated
bands doing
dollars here and
that
there.
special kind of line too. For example, I think Fit for an Autopsy went like into their like archives of merch, like old merch and stuff that was just laying around, and they threw it up all on the website. I think they did that for the Australian wildfires as well.
Yeah, it's nuts. Like I don't know. I just love it. And I wish they would be able to make more money, but obviously it costs a lot of money to tour and make music. It's great. Apparently, Deftones started doing something like Code Orange. Apparently, they're like having like
Deftones?
when the DJ in the band did a set on some kind of streaming platform, or he was about to, I think. And Devin Townsend has a concert, or he already happened today.
Yeah, I was actually going to mention that he's doing 3 concerts, one each week. So the first one happened today, and this is also kind of related to what you were saying about the uh, having all the equipment and stuff. So he has his own studio at home, but it's not really equipped for a live performance kind of thing.
Yeah,
So they actually were sending him stuff. I think Fractal was sending him like whatever, like equipment. I don't know if it was like a pedal board or whatever it was, but he was trying to get it all set up too. And he's been slowly learning the Twitch and Discord and doing all that stuff right now. So it's pretty funny. But he
yeah,
actually set up 3 concerts, and I think through StageIt.com, and they all are for like certain fundraisers. Like one's a
yeah.
hospital for Vancouver, one was for the New York hospitals, like ones that need it, and I forgot what the other one was actually.
I think it was another kind of hospital kind of deal.
Yeah, that's what he was trying to do. He didn't want any profits. He thought like because I think someone mentioned it to him. He said, and he was like, "Oh, okay, like I can help people with this. Let's do it."
Yeah,
So
he also like I appreciate the reason why he chose Stage It, but it kind of bums me out when what do you call it? Like Twitch would be awesome because he doesn't have to sell tickets, or he could sell tickets, but it's like the money goes directly from Stage It to the charity.
yeah,
Easy to do, but it's like because it's I think it's a little company. He has to like they don't have enough room bandwidth to like stream to people.
yeah, that's what made
I
me
was
laugh
like,
the whole time. He was like, "Oh, it's sold out already," and people were like, "What?" Had an online concert sell out, and then
yeah, it's like
he didn't
the
say it,
benefit of it.
but a lot of comments were saying, "Yeah, the bandwidth, like they can't hold that many people watching that," you know.
Yeah.
It was
It
actually the
sucks.
UK NHS, by the way. Was the
Oh really?
second one. Yeah, so if you want to watch his quarantine concert next week, it's April 25th, and then the next one's May 2nd.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, it's I wanted to go. I wanted to buy one. I just wanted to see what it was like. To be honest.
I totally forgot it was today, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it already happened. I think it was earlier in the day on the East Coast
Yeah,
time.
he actually posted a clip of it, I think, on his social media. But dude, he's been like, I mean, just because I follow him and stuff, he's been like the busiest person during the quarantine. I feel, um, every day he would put out a new song or a new project or something that wasn't really released before. So he did 11 of those, like new songs, covers, just like stuff that was in the vault. And then he actually put up a live performance he did with Casualties. Cool. You might like that because I know you're a huge fan of them right now.
Yeah,
And
they're
then he
crushing.
started doing podcast episodes. So he's already, I think, 5 episodes deep into his podcast, which is ridiculous. Like he's just pumping them
Yeah,
out every day, and each one is focusing on an album, like
yeah, it's pretty
earlier in
awesome.
his career. So
Yeah, it's I always wanted him to do stuff like that, but knowing how he is, he just like only does stuff he feels, which is respectable. Because I
yeah,
know
he
how that,
says
but
he
it's
has to
like
be in the right mindset.
yeah, which sucks because well, it's good because it's probably why he does the things he does and how good he does it. But it's like at the same time, it's like some of that stuff he would be great to do a podcast, and it's like also cheap content because he's just talking about his experiences with an album,
I think Jossa
and
talked to him about that too.
yeah, everybody loves that. Like or him doing Twitch and just talking about what he does. Like yeah, because what's his name? Matt Heafy talked about Jason Richardson, who's just like known as like the premier. He's probably like the most known shreddiest of shredders. Like he's just like the guy. Like you want to watch a guy just be at a peak shred ability, that guy. And he was like streaming himself playing like Left 4 Dead, which is cool because like I love Left 4 Dead, but it's like people don't want to watch you do that. It's like you got to give what people want first, and then you could like do the stuff like you could play video games and like whatever you want to do on Twitch. So he started. Apparently, his studio is nuts. He's got all this like or like all this like synth, all this crazy guitars and like computers. And he finally started doing it. He started streaming like some riffs and some other stuff. And it's like, yeah, guys like that, man, people just want to see you. Like, even if you're not like the best of the best, if people are fans, like I want to see everything about the people I like. Like, I don't mind if it's just a gear video. I watch all the stupid gear videos, even though I know they're all the same almost.
Yeah, definitely
Uh,
not for
I
me.
enjoy it. And I enjoy like watching interviews. Like I enjoy seeing the bands I like. Like Black Dahlia Murray, they made the 3 DVDs. They're fun as hell. Like they're so fun to
A
watch.
lot of bands don't do that anymore.
No, because DVDs cost a lot, and also it sucks because it ruins your freedom.
Yeah,
Because then people think they know you, but they don't because they just watch you interact. So like that's what happens to all the podcast guys, like Joe Rogan. How many people he says like come up to him and say stuff? He's like, "Bro, I'm not your friend." But you forget that because you're listening to a one-way conversation, and then like you start adopting their like dialect because like you like it's like hanging out with friends. You start saying the same stuff because you're just around people so much, but you're not talking to them. So then you meet them, you're like, "What's up, old pal? Like, who are you?" It's like, "Oh yeah, yeah. What's up? I'm John. How are you?"
and that soon will happen to us.
Yeah, because you know we're gonna have merch. We're gonna have a dynasty.
Dynasty. That reminds me of the video games.
Dynasty.
Remember those?
Yeah,
Uh,
Dynasty Warrior.
yeah, Dynasty War. That was it.
Yeah,
Those games
yeah,
were
that'll be
awesome.
us destroying everything
Do they still
to
make
hate
those
breeds.
games?
No, I don't think so. I do not think so.
I mean, they would actually be pretty popular online now.
Let's actually they might. 2017 was the last. Oh, 2018
Oh,
was
yeah,
the last.
even closer.
Yeah, that's nuts. So they're probably coming out with some soon. But yeah, it's nuts. I love it, but I know it's probably not going to change anything. But I kind of hope. I just want it. Like I'm just like that well wisher. Just like oh man, I just hope it makes something different. But it's like you know, bands are going to go, still tour. They're going to just grind away and do their thing because that's how they know how to make money. But it's like I hope they implement. Like Matt Heafy, he streams every single Twitter on Twitch, every single Trivium concert. He has the setup. He just puts it's like maybe other bands will start doing that. And it's like
What do you
and
mean?
there's enough room.
Oh, I get what
Yeah.
you're saying. Never mind. I
Yeah,
thought
he
you said
streams the
put it on.
concert.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he has a schedule on the road. Like he's also a different kind of person. He's like that regimented type of person that will do it. I'll do the same exercise at the same time every single day, followed by this vocal exercise, followed by the streaming, followed by this, followed by that, and he'll do it the same day. That's just him. Obviously, you know. But like some other people could do a smaller version of that where it's like, yeah, sometimes I wake up, I want to watch Every Time I Die. I was happy they put that video up.
Yeah,
Like,
you
so
sent
yeah,
that the other day. I actually watched some of it.
it's just awesome, you know? And it's not that much, like in reality to a band. Like you just said Carnifex lost 200 grand, like, or 100 some grand, 200 grand. It's like, it doesn't cost much to do that, you know? Especially Twitch gave Matt Heafy a briefcase. It's like, yeah, here you go. This should work. And then he hooked up a camera to it and just out to Twitch.
Oh, really?
You
That's
know?
how it happened?
Yeah, he has a studio. He has like a little briefcase type computer thing that like he can bring on the road.
Well, also makes sense too, because you know how sometimes people want to see their like setup or like what a band is doing on like their current tour. So instead
Yeah,
of watching like video footage on like for like phone footage, I meant on like YouTube or something, you can actually watch his own stream, and it's probably way better than what you're gonna get in the crowd.
it's awesome. Well, sometimes like I've seen some like usually puts at the sound booth, and like that's a great spot because you can hear everything. But it's like sometimes it's super far away from the stage and the camera's not the greatest.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
figure it out. Like
I
they
thought
play
he
bigger
put one on
venues.
his amp
So
head. I thought, right?
yeah, I guess he puts it wherever he can.
Yeah,
I just remember watching one where he put it on the sound booth a few times.
yeah.
Sound station. I was like, man, this is awesome. Like it's not always the greatest like view and stuff, but hey, you figure it out.
Figured
I
it out.
love watching the bands I love, and I'm assuming metalheads are just nerds. Like in reality, some of them are big brolic dudes, but it's like,
I feel like
yeah,
most
most
of
of
them
us
are
just
nerds.
enjoy watching our stuff. This is like video games to us, like card games. This is like collecting baseball cards. It's like, yeah, CDs. I got these. I got these T-shirts. I got from this tour. I got from this tour. I got from that tour. It's like, oh my god, no way.
Who do you want to see have like a Twitch stream?
Lamb of God.
Dude, that's not
Lamb
gonna
of God.
happen.
They're not gonna happen. They're all old farts, but that'd be
I
awesome.
can't see
They did
Randy
that.
doing a Twitch stream every day.
Well, he's been doing an Instagram thing. He's been interviewing people, which is cool
Oh,
too. I
really?
enjoy that. Yeah, he interviewed doctors and stuff about the corona, interviewing interesting people that he knew, like some doctors and some like artists, some whatever. I forgot. I watched one or two. And it's interesting because he's just wants to be that guy. He's just saying he's like, he's like the sage of the entire metal community. He's the druid that just knows all. He just grows these long
Yeah.
dreadlocks
I
and
remember
just
someone said
takes
that.
pictures. It's not, yeah, he's just that guy. He became that guy, which is hilarious. From the guy from Philadelphia throwing punches and saying, I want to fucking fight. Like, it's just like, someone's getting knocked out. Shut up. And he's just hammered. Yeah. It's a different guy entirely.
Sober
The
Randy.
shaped psychopath on Sacrament. Yeah. Yeah. It's awesome. But it's like Kill Switch. Amdy's got a lot of knowledge. Yeah. He obviously
Adam
hates
D
that
would be
stuff,
great.
though. He's funny, but he obviously like kind of hates doing some of that stuff because you don't watch him do a lot of interviews and stuff.
Yeah, I
But
don't see him on the social media at all, right?
yeah, he's funny, but he just seems like one of those guys. Like I get it, like you're funny, it's fun, you're in this thing, but yeah, some people just don't care. Once they're off stage, he's like, I'm good, see ya, and just leaves. I've never seen him in the crowd. I've seen everybody. I think I've met everybody in Killswitch. Never seen Adam D outside.
You saw him jogging.
I saw
You saw him
saw him
jogging.
jogging one time, but I was a wee boy and I would definitely not stop him jogging
Yeah.
because
No,
the last
just
thing I
jog
need
with
is
him.
the
Just
guy.
don't say anything. You just keep jogging. Just go along.
We're not gonna lie and say I could. I'd fail behind. But yeah, it's like there's a lot of bands like that. Every time I died, like they got a simple sound like that's dirty. I don't know if it translates over because they're very dirty, raw sound. But fuck, like screw it, I would love it. And Amazon's Lears would be perfect. It's just people like Toastin's been doing that. Actually, all of them I think have been just putting content
Is
on
his
their
guitar
Instagram.
back in stock?
Probably not.
I mean, we were looking
Especially
for that for a while.
The Bossy concepts are nuts.
Yeah.
Also too expensive. Like I would have to learn a lot on guitar before I ever thought about something like that.
Nah.
But
just pick one up, and that's what will make you learn.
I already learned from my past. I definitely bought like if I spend like a couple hundred, right? I'm just gonna do it, right? No, I paid for a gym membership for a year without going.
What's it called?
There's a lot of
Bossy
money.
Concepts. I think that's his guitar brand, right?
Bossy guitars, I think. Bossy concepts of some sort. Yeah, they're nuts. It's
They're all sold out.
yeah. Well, because he doesn't make a line. They're all kind of custom,
That's nuts.
and they're all imported too.
I think one said it was 1,600.
Yeah, nuts. Well, that always made me laugh about the what's his name, John Petrucci. Remember, I went to the local guitar store up the block, Bumandu. But yeah.
Okay.
Shout out. Yeah, I went there. I was talking to the guy. He's like, yeah, no, he's got it because every cheap version of the guitar, obviously, because not everyone's a professional guitarist. I could buy a $5,000 guitar, or something crazy. Because especially some of these prog guys, they load up their guitars. Like even Devin Townsend talking about the one he uses. Like he's like, oh, they gave it to me for free. That's the only
Fractal,
reason
right?
I could play it. Nah, I don't remember. It's nuts. He's got that glow in the dark one. It's all crazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Fractal.
Evertune. Yeah, it's insane. And when you look at it, it's like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah. How much is this? Like $6,000. It's like, yeah, I would never buy this ever. It's like I only have it because they gave it to me. It's like, how do you expect your fans to buy that? Not that him, but like the company that makes the guitars. Like, yeah, we're gonna release the custom. It's like,
Well,
please
that's what
make it cheaper.
Matt Heafy did.
Yeah, and that's why I respect it.
He made affordable guitars for everyone.
Which is awesome because sometimes like John Petrucci, I love that music, man. I love it. And I was like, oh, not that I would buy it. I looked at it, I was like, the cheapest one was like $3,000, 2,500. I was like, in what world would in what world would I buy that?
If you won that
Like,
McDonald's $1 million money.
No, I'm not in the mafia, bro. That's nuts. You gotta watch that. McMillions.
3 episodes in, I believe.
McMillions?
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta finish it. I got 3 episodes in too. And I was like,
I think the last episode, spoiler alert, even though it came out months ago, they got in the car crash at the end.
that's the episode I'm at too. I gotta finish it.
Yeah.
I might do that actually after this. But
I mean, what else are you gonna do?
That's true. I'm running out of things to watch. I get weird with them.
Well, I know a lot of people have been watching Tiger King. A lot of people have been watching Ozark. Personally, for me, I've been catching up on Better Call Saul. I finally finished Breaking Bad a couple months ago, so Better Call Saul's up for me. Oh yeah, and I've been checking out some movies I usually wouldn't watch, like on Netflix.
Like
what? There was this movie. Oh my god, I can't even remember it now. Brooklyn's Finest with Ethan Hawke, Don Cheadle, and I'm pretty sure it's Wesley Snipes.
Oh, yeah, that's an old movie.
Richard Gere. No, it's not. Is it really that old?
Yeah.
How old is that?
I think it's like 5 to 6, maybe 10, almost 10 years old, probably.
No. Was it really? That blows my mind.
It's old. There's no way it came out a few years ago. I remember.
I'm going to look this bad boy up.
2009. 11 years.
Really? Wow.
It's an old movie, dude. Oh, well, it came.
Yeah. Wow. Can't believe it's that old.
It's actually 10 years old. It's over 10 years.
Well, it's kind of funny, too, because I was like, what's his name? Richard Gere does stuff. I feel like that guy doesn't do movies anymore. Actually, to me, he always looks the same as he did in Pretty Woman. Just, gray hair. Everything else.
Actually, is it Richard Gere? Yeah, it is Richard Gere right there. Yeah, dude. That was a good movie. I love Ethan Hawke, bro. I loved him in Sinister.
I mean, that movie's okay. It wasn't that great.
Yeah, it's not the greatest. But...
Brooklyn's Finest. I thought it was going to be better than what it was. But, what's another movie I watched? There was one with Mark Wahlberg. Marky Mark.
Yeah, the new one that came out on Netflix.
I don't know. They adopt a kid.
Oh.
They decide to adopt kids. Instant Family.
Oh, what? Is that a brand new movie?
2018 it came out. And it has the woman that's in Neighbors, Seth Rogen's wife.
Oh, okay.
Rose Byrne, I think.
Rose Byrne.
Yeah. So there's the stuff like that I've just been watching. I actually wanted to watch Mile 22 with another Marky Mark movie.
Well, the one that just came out on Netflix is actually pretty good.
Oh, actually, you know what's a really good movie that I watched? It had Mel Gibson in it. It's one of his new ones. Oh man, what was it? Something Blood.
Get the
Bloodfather.
Bloodfather.
Well, it came out in 2016, but yeah, that was great.
That's nuts, man. Yeah, I don't see Mel Gibson anymore. He kind of went off the deep end and then just.
Oh yeah, a lot of people don't want him in movies. The last time I saw him actually in theaters, I think was Machete. Right, he was the bad guy in Machete.
Or Expendables 3. He was the bad guy in the last Expendables movie that came out.
Don't think I saw it.
It was all right. It was just him being awesome, and then everybody just having their moment in the sun.
What's the one when they fight Van Damme?
Probably the second one.
That's the second one?
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah. I think that's the one I saw.
Yeah, dude. It's there's Incredible 4? No. Oh crap. Oh, 2020. That's why I was about to say. It's like what? Oh, in what world?
In a world.
In a world where, yeah, it's nuts. But yeah, how do you think? You think bands are gonna end up utilizing streaming like properly when this all gets like blows over? You think they're gonna continue, or you think they're all gonna bail on it and like a few might stay around?
Um, I don't think it's gonna have like a massive surgeons or anything like that. I think it's just gonna. I think some bands are gonna utilize it, but it's not really gonna have like a real big impact. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of bands are gonna still focus on touring, still focus on like their shows and stuff like that, and then maybe they'll do like, oh, we're gonna stream this show, stream that show. I don't think they're gonna stream every show like Trivium does. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
well,
think
that's
it's gonna be
fun.
like that.
I think there's just so much money involved in it. Not that people like to hear that because it's like a sellout thing, I guess people think. But it's like
Why is
I
that
don't know. I
selling
want my
out?
man. It's people think when bands make money, that's like some form of selling out, or I don't know why. It just seems like when people like get bigger, when bands get bigger, people just kind of hate them.
Well, selling out is usually doing the opposite of what you started to do. So I can understand that, but that also doesn't make sense either. Like a lot of people were calling Metallica sellouts when Load and Reload came out. Remember?
Yeah. Well,
Because
I
they
don't even think
changed their
that is.
whole look. They didn't, because before they had the long hair and the beards and mustache or whatever, and the ripped jeans and stuff like that. And then Load came out, they had short hair and they looked a little more like, rock stars kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Well,
That's
I
why a
don't
lot of
even think
people hated
that's.
that.
I don't even think that's selling out. Like what I think selling out is doing what you dislike for money.
Yeah, that's how I look at it too. But most people look at it is when you change.
Yeah, which is ridiculous because if that's what you want to do, like how can you hate that? Like it gets boring. Like I was talking to somebody, it's like, yeah, like I love metal, but it's like when people are like, oh, why did they start singing? It's like some people get sick of like the same thing. Some people like, not everybody in metal. Like how often do you hear like when we write we don't listen to metal? It's like yeah, like a lot of metal fans are not just metal fans, like bands. They like other music and sometimes they want to sing. Like
Yeah,
even Lamb of God.
Howard made that. Howard Jones, he made sure he was like, yeah, when I write, I don't listen to any metal.
Yeah. Doesn't he? Like, and he's a guy that also likes screaming too. Like he even says it's like I enjoy it. It's fun.
Yeah,
So like that's why he keeps doing it. But it's like and then like I forgot what people were like kind of crap talking. I was like what band they released it was like singing. It just came out.
Dale Maya. Oh,
No, it was years ago. I forgot. I'm gonna leave it. But like Lamb of God with the last album, Overlord, literally like it's singing the whole time, and then it goes back to as the palaces burn. Like dude, that riff that kicks in, that's straight off that album. I was like, wow, I will physical fist fight everybody in this crowd right now if that part popped on. And it's like, oh, but he sang. It's like that doesn't mean that part at the end though is not hard as hell. Talking about that part's
hard.
epic. It's hard, bro. Like
Well, their
I
new
love
song
that
has
part.
singing too, right?
Yeah, well, it has like a little bit in the beginning, yeah. But then that part, even that
Still
part
something.
goes in. It's hard,
Yeah.
huh?
Oh no, I said it
Like,
still counts, but yeah, no, it's
yeah, it's
definitely.
like well, yeah. Technically, it had a little bit of the talking in King Me.
I think that's an album I'm looking forward to the most this year.
Yeah. Well, I want to hear the Josta track. I'm curious what they do together.
Yeah, I forgot about that, to be honest. He
Yeah,
mentioned
and
that
there's
a
one
while
other.
ago on his podcast, Joss's podcast, but I forgot about that. I
Yeah.
think that and the Trivium album, I'm looking forward to the most. Releases this year. Luckily,
Well,
I'm writing my
Black Dahlia.
review for Metal Insider on it, so I
Oh,
get to hear
nice.
some of it. Tune in for that. But yeah, Lamb of God. I don't know if there's a. I mean, Hatebreed. Because that was supposed to come out this year. Did it? And he said it got
Yeah, it
pushed
got
back.
pushed back.
Yeah,
Yeah, because a lot of bands can't print their CDs and stuff, so apparently their albums got pushed back because all the printing companies are down.
do you think that's still 21 though?
I don't know. Josta was saying he might release it digitally.
Well, he did find a plant to print his other stuff. He said on
Yeah, so
Twitter, he's like,
hopefully.
"Oh, I found a plant, bro." So I
Well,
was
yeah,
like,
it's like
"Awesome."
it's yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that needs to happen, like because I was looking forward to the Hatebreed album a lot. I'm looking forward to Lamb of God one. Code Orange to me is probably the best album so far. I was like, wow, like I listened to that a lot. The Black Dahlia, I was looking forward to it now, especially that during COVID thing, the pandemic, because
Did
I
you
was
get a
just sitting
listen?
here like waiting for. I listened to it quickly all the way through. Just awesome, classic Black Dahlia. Just Riff City all day, and it's just good. It's just great.
Yeah,
I
I
gotta
haven't
listen to
gotten
it
the
more.
chance yet.
The new Acacia Strain's hard. Like it's 2 songs, very. It's so funny. The one song's called Cross Gates, and it just literally is a minute long. Opens up and he just screams, "Cross Gate!" Like just into it. And I'm like, it's so heavy. I'm like, wow, this is so ignorantly heavy. Like it's just so funny. Like wow. They always bring the heat every time, and I'm like, all right. And then Boarded, I gotta check out because I remember I checked out a few of the singles, and that was nuts.
Well, you're
Like,
using Deezer now, right?
yeah, Deezer. It's pretty good. I'm running out of that 3 months though. I'm probably gonna have to cancel it eventually.
It's pretty
Like,
good, but I'm gonna cancel it.
like I'm trying to spend a lot of money, you know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the guy who's making a lot of money during COVID wants to cancel.
I want to give it to the people directly to the people. I don't want to just pay Deezer.
So,
It's Microsoft.
I mean, you've been using all these platforms now: Deezer, Spotify, YouTube Plus, or Red, whatever it is. You haven't used Amazon, right?
No, I used Amazon.
Oh, you did?
The only one I didn't use was the
Apple?
Tidal and Apple because I just don't have Apple, so I never thought of a reason to use it. So yeah, I used all those. YouTube Red Premium now, YouTube Premium, Amazon Music, Spotify, and Deezer. Yeah, Deezer and Spotify. Those are the 2 best.
Why do they have the most?
It's the most consistently out on the day it's supposed to be out, and the UI, the interface, so easy. Deezer, I'm starting to get at the desktop version. Deezer's a little annoying. I keep like mistakenly click wrong things. Like Spotify's easiest. Like browse artists, click. There's my artist. There's the artist I listen to. Click, done. Same thing with the mobile. Deezer's kind of like that, but then the desktop version is a little weird. And they seem to have the same amount of song. Like every song I look up is there. I just remember YouTube and Amazon got weird with like the last Dillinger album. There was like the singles were on it, but none of the other songs, which was heartbreaking because I want to listen to one specific song. It's not on YouTube. It's not on Amazon. I couldn't find it. I was like, are you kidding me?
Usually you can
And I don't
find
think
anything on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, no. I don't know why that specific album. It's weird.
The thing about YouTube for me, like YouTube Premium or YouTube Red, so it's not YouTube Red anymore. It's called YouTube Premium.
Yeah.
They changed their name.
You get which is cool because you get the benefits of YouTube Red and YouTube Music together.
Well, the only thing that really makes me want to get that is that you can close your phone while watching YouTube videos.
And that works for YouTube Music too. If you get the YouTube Music app, it's free. You get to listen to everything on YouTube Music. But if you lock your phone, it turns off the song. It's like, oh, you bastard.
Yeah.
I was like, it's such a genius thing to put behind a paywall.
Yep.
Yeah, I almost bought it back. The second I got rid of it, the first month I got rid of it, I was walking around just cursing at myself every time I hit lock. I'm like,
it's just a habit too for me just to lock my phone once I put it down. So I remember I kept doing that. Yeah, that's the one thing that would make me want to get it.
No, yeah, it's worth it. But yeah, when it comes down to music-wise, Spotify, dude.
Which one pays the artist more, man?
That I don't know.
I heard. I don't know where I heard it. I was reading about it, but I think they said Tidal, and I think that was because of Taylor Swift. I think Apple and Tidal pay the most.
It's possible. Tidal's also like smaller, but it has I think Tidal has the best audio quality. But obviously, Tidal was Jay-Z's platform. I'm pretty sure Kanye West, one of those two.
What? Which one was that?
I think Jay-Z created Tidal.
Yeah, I always thought it was Sony.
Oh, maybe. I remember one of those two names were attached to it. And it was like I kind of remember it known as like the hip hop, like all the artists were getting put on there, and it was a more expensive membership, but it had a higher quality audio file. So it's like lossless audio, something or another, like very high fidelity. So if you have very fancy headphones or something, it's like really awesome. You get really good quality if you're into that. But it's like I think it has the smallest library because it's very like I can't just like make a song and put it on Tidal. Like it's very blocked off. At least that's what I know from literally reading nothing over the last couple of years about it. But yeah, no, man. Deezer's pretty cool. It was pretty cool because I kept seeing that everywhere. Because in the pre-orders, they always have that pre-save, and I kept seeing Deezer along with Spotify and Apple Music. I was like, "What the hell is that?" And I decided to check it out. Because you get the 3 free months. So I was like, "All right, I'll check it out. I don't want to spend any money," and it's pretty amazing. I got the lossless audio. I don't really notice the difference, maybe because I have like tinnitus or some crap in my ears.
I never really noticed that either with my MP3 player. There was a lossless audio track I had or something like that. I really didn't notice.
Yeah, we also need like really good headphones too.
So just looking at, it's really basic right now. This is actually kind of dittomusic.com did like a blog on which services pay more, and it's a little more difficult because there's a lot of calculation that goes on. But just as a rough one, I didn't even know Napster was doing stuff. Did you?
Yeah, I think I heard about it. I just never pay attention because I never see them.
So they pay 0.019 per stream. Tidal does 0.012. So right now Napster pays more. Then Apple Music is 0.00783 cents, which is ridiculous. So that's not good. Google Play Music, I totally forgot about those guys. 0.006. So they're like lower. Deezer over here is 0.0064, so they're a little bit less. Spotify is really low with 0.00437. So I thought they'd be higher, Spotify. But I guess because a lot more people use Spotify, they can lower their payment, I guess, right?
Maybe. It's also like...
And you want to hear who's the lowest?
Who?
YouTube.
Yeah.
Point 0.0000069. They're not paying anyone.
Yeah, YouTube Music it was cool. Like, it was cool to use because I liked YouTube Red, but yeah, it's kind of shit. Like,
oh, dude, I forgot about Trap's favorite, Pandora.
Oh, there you go.
Dude, I'm sorry. Have you been following that little Twitter drama?
A little bit. It just kind of became a little too AIDSy, so I was like, I'm gonna back out because it's just like everybody was attacking that guy, and then he just kept saying ridiculous things back, and I was like,
but dude, nothing made me laugh harder when he was like, "Nah, man, we got more Pandora streams." Like he kept dropping that like it was like the nuke, right, for an argument. Yeah. And I was just laughing. I'm like, who cares about that stat?
Dude, I didn't use Pandora when Pandora was bigger.
Like, yeah. And then the second thing that made me laugh was Ice-T. When Ice-T was like, "Who are you?" or something, and Ice-T was like, "Next time I see you in the street, watch out," or something. Those two things just made me laugh.
Well, the Jason Richardson one was pretty brutal.
I didn't really pay attention to anything else than those two moments.
Jason Richardson
Trivium
again
was getting in on it, and Jason Richardson then after Trivium.
The Shredder guy, Shredder, he's nuts.
Well, he was in Born of Cyrus, right?
Yeah, he first started in Chelsea Grin. He went to Born of Cyrus, then he went off and did his own. I think he's in All Their Mains. Yeah, he's in All Their Mains too.
Yeah, he took over for the dude who passed away. I thought you were gonna say his name.
No, I was giving him praise.
You're always talking about him.
Yeah, Ollie. His name is Ollie. I don't know his last name. Ollie Herbert. There you go.
Yeah, I was gonna say you always show me his Guitar Hero videos.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, yeah, because everyone knows from 6, and I kept saying that stupid comment. It's like Ollie Herbert did this and that. I was like, oh okay. Jason Richardson, shredder among shredders, crazy music, crazy technical ability. Said something along the line of like, like whatever. And then the guy, like, he said some crap to Trap, and Trap was like, dude, I could like outplay you. I could play around you, dude, circles around you. And Jason Richardson is like, all right, like, yeah, like, it was like, kidding me. Everybody just started laughing. It's like, dude, are you headstrong, bro? Compared to anything on his solo project, it's like, not that you have to be technical to be good, like make good music. But if you're gonna bring the technical argument into it against like the technical guy of the generation, it's like, doggy, you play power chords, bro. Like, what do you even do? Like, he's like, dude, it'd take you a year to learn like a trap song. It's like, oh, dude, I'm still on my 5th day of trying to learn Headstrong, bro. It's really hard. Like, he was like trolling him. It was like, what are you doing? like what a weird, like that guy took all fights, all comers. He was like that Charlie Zenoff guy. You ever know that guy?
No.
Dude, wait. Yeah, this guy. Is this Zelenoff? Yeah, this guy. So basically, this dude is strictly famous. Yeah, this is the guy. Yeah, Charlie Zelenoff. He basically, I don't know if he has a mental issue or he's just a complete guy that's sold on his gimmick. So his whole gimmick is he talks shit to fighters, real life fighters on the internet, and then he goes to their gym and fights them. And it usually results in him getting the absolute shit kicked out of him. And then he's like, stop. Gets up. He's like, yeah, pussy, I still do with it. And then he just gets his crap kicked in again. And then he leaves and runs away. And he did that to Deontay Wilder. He did that to, literally was just terrifying. Because Deontay Wilder, 6'7", was, until he lost this last, like, couple months ago, was the knockout puncher of every generation ever. He's like the nuclear bomb. And he went to his gym. He's like, yeah, screw you, Deontay Wilder. And Deontay Wilder just beat the Evan Levin crap out of him. That's what Trap's doing to everybody. It's like, oh, you're the biggest bad guy? We're awesome. Screw you guys. It's like all the prog guys he's talking to. Like I saw like anyone. Mark. Dude, yeah. He's headstrong and he's taking on everybody. It's crazy. Like, I kind of felt bad a little bit. I was like, oh, but then I kept seeing the comments. I'm like, oh, dude, I can't feel bad for you. Like, you're just being so ignorant. And like, I have to think he knows he's wrong at some of the things. Like when he talks, or he just doesn't know who these people are and he's just thinking they're trolls, even though he doesn't see the blue check mark somehow. Like, it's like, dude. Or like, he's like double basses for people that don't know how to write music. It's like, that, man. Like, what are you? It's just weird argument stances. Like, you just can't be right. Like, it's so weird.
I don't know. Maybe he can convince everyone.
Dude, man, if you're headstrong enough. Because
every time he sends out a tweet, he's like, mic drop.
Yeah, he has to be a troll. Like, in what world?
In a world.
Like, even when you're being ignorant, you know when you go home that night, you said some stupid things to somebody, and you thought you were right in the argument. Everybody has that moment when they go home, they go take a shower, they
feel
go
like
to sleep.
He does feel like that, but then he just opens Pandora and just sees all his...
Well, at least I got all the streams. It means I'm doing something right. Well, look at Trivium and look at me. I'm crushing it. So, screw Trivium.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, yeah, that'd be like going on YouTube Music and like, look at my YouTube Music now. It's like, dude, no one uses YouTube Music because I noticed a lot of bands that have like thousands and thousands of plays on Spotify and Deezer have like 100 subscribers.
Yeah.
On YouTube Music because no one uses it. I was like, well, that's weird. But then I know, like, because on Spotify, it's like a couple 100 million plays over time. It's like 3,000 subscribers.
Oh, I mean, Spotify was one of the first ones too, so that helps.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, so is Pandora, but
yeah, but their problem is they want to stay strictly radio for too long.
Yeah, that's why. And also, who wants to use Pandora, dude? Spotify crushes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, it was nuts, dude. Yeah, that guy's nuts, and I feel bad because like people are like, oh, well, that like they write crappy music. It's like, dude, Headstrong's a good song, but the guy's just stupid. Like, clear, like, so people can't split that up. Because I was talking to my friend, and he was saying some ignorant stuff about
from the artist.
Yeah, but not even if they do something crazy. But like separating, just like people can't dislike things just to dislike them. Like I hear a song, I don't like that song. No, it has to be I dislike that song because they're untalented and they're a stain on the music society. It's like, why does that need to be a thing? I hear people do that all the time where it's like that's one reason, but they always give some crazy grandiose reason. Like I got a friend who we were getting into an argument about Breaking Benjamin. And he's like, dude, they're just a cliche, derivative, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, name me one band that sounds like Breaking Benjamin. Not formulaic, like, oh, chorus, verse, chorus, but like they sound like it. No one's got Ben's voice. Completely unmistakable. Ben, you just know it. You know it's him the second he starts singing. The riffs, like, they don't do anything groundbreaking, but every one of his things, he's like, oh, dude, okay, whatever, I don't like it. But, like, if they did not exist, music would be the same. It's like, dude, if that's your reason for liking music, 90% of your bands would not, like, you would hate for that reason. Or, like, technical ability. It's like, again, Master Puppets is not a terribly hard song to learn on any instrument. But I guarantee Animals as Leaders has never written a song as good as Master of Puppets. It's like, yeah, but technically, it's way harder, infinitely harder to play any Animals as Leaders track from any point in their discography than any Metallica song. On every instrument, guitar, drums, infinitely harder. but guaranteed they got more bangers. Not saying they're like it deserves more or less than the other, but it's like he was like, "Whoa, what are you talking about? You're gonna disrespect Apple's Layers like that?" It's like, no, I'm not. And they would admit it too. I guarantee they grew up listening to Master of Puppets. That riff is iconic. It kicks in. You're like, wow. I started learning guitar a month ago. I could play the beginning of that riff. I cannot play a second of Apple's Layers. Even slowed down. There's no way.
Yeah,
Not one chance. No, not only because I don't have an 8-string, but just technically, my fingers don't move like that.
Not having an 8-string makes it even more difficult.
Dude, it's nuts. And it's just like, yeah, there's people like that. Like I know, like from talking to people about every subject, but people can't seem. I probably do it too. Everyone does it along the way, but it's weird. Like you can't like they hate this guy. Limp Bizkit. People don't like the rap metal stuff. Fine. But to say that Wes Borland isn't a goddamn animal, like some of those riffs kick in, you're like, dude, I don't care. And like Fred Durst was a dick in the '90s, and people are like, oh, screw him, he's a dick. Limp Bizkit sucks. That's it. It's like, all right, but did you hear Hot Dog? I know it's a stupid
Wes
name.
hasn't done anything though.
Yeah, well, he does those little side stuff. He had a band with his brother, I think.
Yeah, but nothing like, as big as Limp Bizkit without the.
Yeah, it's hard because like it takes so much work to rebuild. That's what's amazing about like Stone Sour and stuff. But he was lucky because he like Corey Taylor had that before he joined Slipknot.
Yeah.
But it's like if your main band is Limp Bizkit, it's like, oh, you're just gonna sidestep to another big band. It's like, no, it doesn't happen.
It's crazy that
some people
Corey
will check you
Taylor,
out.
like he headlines festivals with both bands.
That's amazing. Yeah, like actually another guy. You know what? It's like, yeah, because people are like, oh, it's easy because he has a big band. It's like, all right, look at the Fall Out Boy drummer. He's in a hardcore band. A hardcore band. Like, dude, they're hard as hell. Way infinitely heavier than Fall Out Boy. And they play clubs. Just because he's the Fall Out Boy drummer does not make them anywhere close to where Fall Out Boy is. It's like it just doesn't it takes work. And though he's probably fine with it because he's a hardcore fan, probably likes playing those bars. People are on the stage and stage diving.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, yeah, man. And that's why I feel bad for Trap because I've heard some of the songs. Like I listened to Headstrong back in the day. It was in all the movies back in the day.
It was, yeah. It was like the theme song.
It was the like montage song for the early 2000s. Like every time, like I remember hearing like a montage, like oh he's training or something. It's Headstrong, there it is.
Or click click boom.
Well, yeah, that song. Yeah, that sounds all right. I actually don't care for that song too
Dude,
much.
I feel like that was on every soundtrack too for a fighting
Yeah, that
montage.
definitely was.
Click.
And that's why I feel bad because people will go off and like, oh, dude, when you listen to Trap, like you see all those memes, ugh. And I'm like, given I can't say for the rest of their discography, so I could just be like very out in the open on this one. That song specifically, I'm like, yeah, it's still a banger. It's still good, but he's just a dick, and he's showing it because he's saying wrong things, surrounds himself with wrong opinions, and then he's like, even if he's like, all he would have to do is like, I was totally wrong, and he'd probably go away, but he just can't because he keeps digging the hole. He's like 7 layers in to like said whatever he said with Trump, and he said whatever he said to all those progressive metal musicians, and like. And he just keeps doing it to strangers, to professionals, to celebrity. Like he's doing it all over. It's nuts.
Well, if he backs out now, he goes against everything he sang about.
Hey, he's not headstrong, but sometimes you got to back down and not take on everybody. It's like, yeah, sometimes you got to go home and sleep it off and stop talking on Twitter. For fucking hell, go home.
Well, I think on that note. We can end the podcast now. Hope you enjoyed the first episode. Is there anything you wanted to add, Jesse?
Nah, man, we're just gonna try to do this. Probably try to do it once a week. Do the thing, and
once a
probably,
week, the podcast, Metal Teddy Bear Experience.
And if it keeps going well, it does well. We'll start adding some stuff. Figure out what we can do, make it better. Maybe a backdrop so you don't see my garbage.
Yeah, my backdrop is a sheet. I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.
You might remember it if you ever tune into my old podcast, the 3-Man Pod.
It's nuts. Yeah. It's a throwback. But yeah, no, it was a good time. And yeah, maybe we were talking about possibly doing like some maybe album listenings or something. We'll figure out how to do that.
Yep.
Or track, like, whatever.
I mean, at first I think we're going to upload this to YouTube as well, but we're going to try to get on all platforms.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But yeah, it's awesome.
All right, guys. Until
Love
next
y'all.
time, keep it real. The Metal Teddy Bear Experience podcast.